Jake Thompson had always dreamed about becoming rich. Not billionaire rich, just rich enough to never hear the sound of his alarm clock again. And on this beautiful Tuesday morning, his dream finally came true. $1 million, right there in his account. Jake stared at the screen, blinking, refreshing, blinking again. No way. Then came the smile, then came the screaming, and finally, the dancing. Dude, this changes everything. Within 30 seconds, Jake had already quit his job. Not 2 weeks' notice, not a polite email. He simply called his boss. "I'm retired," his boss laughed. But then something strange happened. His boss quit too, because he had also just become a millionaire. And so had everyone else in the office. Suddenly, nobody wanted to work anymore. Across the country, people celebrated. Social media exploded. Restaurants filled up. Airports became packed. Car dealerships looked like Black Friday. People who had never stepped inside a Rolex store suddenly wanted a Rolex. Tesla dealerships, packed. Luxury homes, sold out. Boat dealers, completely overwhelmed. Americans were finally living the dream, or so they thought. Because behind the scenes, something dangerous had already begun. Ever since high school, Jake had wanted one thing, a Porsche 911, not because he needed it, because he wanted everybody to know he had made it. So naturally, he drove straight to the dealership, except so did everybody else. Thousands of people, lines around the building, people arguing, people offering cash, people bidding against one another. Yesterday, the Porsche cost $140,000. Today, $600,000. Jake nearly spilled his coffee. What? The salesman shrugged. Supply and demand. Jake had no idea what that meant, but he knew one thing. He hated it. Then things got weird, very weird. Jake's favorite pizza place raised prices. $20 became $50, then $100, then $200. Jake thought the owner had lost his mind, until he noticed something. People were still buying because everyone had money, and when everyone can afford something, businesses raise prices, not because they're evil, because they can, and because demand is suddenly exploding. But supply stayed exactly the same. There were still only so many pizzas, still only so many houses, still only so many cars, still only so many iPhones. And suddenly, America had too much money chasing too few things. Economists have a word for this. Inflation. Jake had another word. Ridiculous. But the biggest problem wasn't prices, it was people. Nobody wanted to work anymore. Why drive an Uber? Why clean offices? Why stock grocery shelves? Why flip burgers? Everyone was rich, so millions simply stopped showing up. Restaurants closed, stores shortened hours, flights got canceled, packages arrived late, and suddenly, America had a problem nobody expected. Money wasn't the issue, workers were, because money doesn't create goods, people do. Believe it or not. This isn't just a crazy thought experiment. History has shown what happens when money loses its value. In Germany during the 1920s, people pushed wheelbarrows full of cash, not to buy cars, not to buy houses, to buy bread. Workers were paid multiple times a day because prices changed so quickly, and if they waited until tomorrow, their money would buy less. Zimbabwe experienced something similar. So did Venezuela. Hyperinflation destroyed savings, destroyed businesses, and destroyed trust, because trust is what gives money its value. Eck finally asked himself a question. If money doesn't make people rich, what does? The answer surprised him. Factories, technology, energy, businesses, workers, ideas, innovation, skills, products, services. These things create wealth. Money itself, it's just the scoreboard. Printing more scoreboards doesn't make your team better. Months later, Jake finally bought his dream Porsche for $3 million. Gas cost $200. Pizza cost $400, and his insurance payment looked like a mortgage. Sitting inside his new car, Jake sighed. Dude, this changed everything. Just not in the way he expected. And that's why making everyone millionaires overnight wouldn't make America richer. It would simply make money worth less.